Have you ever wondered why so many Filipino nurses and medical technologists get the perfect 80 over 80 in MED writing? Stay until the end of this video to find out.
Hi, my name is Brian from 9.09er English, and today we're going to talk about MET writing and also the reason why a lot of candidates get desirable scores in this test. I have also Sir Irvin, the CEO and founder of 9.09er English, to help us to understand MET writing a little bit better today.
In 2022, that was when CGFNS accepted MET, or the Michigan English Test, as one of the English examinations that you can use to apply for your visa screen, and number 2, license endorsement. So if you are a registered nurse or a medical technologist planning to go to the United States of America, then we recommend MET for you. But as of June 2025, you cannot use MET for other countries and you cannot use it for other visa applications. But we'll never know, right? Because if there is one constant thing in this industry, it's change. But for now, if you are a nurse or a medical technologist, then we recommend that you watch this video. So, as mentioned earlier, MET is for US visa screen. We would like to emphasize that you only need 2 specific scores here. 55 over 80 in MET speaking and 55 over 80 in MET overall band score. Now, if you look at most English examinations, writing is typically the last subtest in the written exams. But in MET, writing is always the first subtest in the written exams. And no wonder why a lot of people get the perfect grade here. They are not tired, they are still fresh. So let's talk about the format of MET speaking, MET writing rather. It's divided into 2. 3 short answer questions that are related to each other. And the second one, essay writing, which is basically the same essay writing if you're going to look at other English examinations. But we're not going to do on-the-spot essay writing here because Sir Brian has done that several times in previous videos. You can watch our IELTS writing video and look at the techniques, okay? Also apply the same strategies that Sir Brian employed. That's why he got the perfect grade in the writing subtest. But for now, we're going to focus on the 3 short answer questions. So, Sir Brian, take it away.
Sure. In this part of the examination, you'll get a topic. It's actually very close to a speaking test. It's like a survey form. You're going to be asked questions about a particular topic, and you're just supposed to provide maybe 2 to 3 sentences as your response. You're not going to elaborate too much. It's not a multi-paragraph essay you're going to be writing. You're just going to answer those questions. Instead of speaking or blurting out your answer, you're going to write them.
Okay.
So let's try it out. Here we have already the prompt. So we have the questions. Do you like shopping? How often do you shop? So this is the first question. The second question is, what do you usually buy in shopping malls and why? And the third one is, tell us about a recent time when you went to a shopping mall.
This reminds me a lot of the IELTS speaking subtest, right?
Indeed.
Like, these are the prompts in IELTS speaking, but in MET, you just have to write your responses.
Yeah. And you can think of your response. It's not like you have to provide an instant response right away. All right, so let's answer this. Oh, by the way, MET gives you information about the test and emphasizes that there are no right or wrong answers. So you don't always have to be affirmative with everything. So say, for example, you're not the kind of person who shops a lot. You don't really necessarily have to say, oh, I love shopping and everything. You're not going to get markdowns just because you don't have an affirmative answer. Right? So let's answer this. Well, I'm not the kind of person who shops a lot, so I would probably answer this honestly. So you could probably write honestly, I do not prefer or I do not enjoy shopping as much. And then you could probably give a reason or something. Since I am mostly occupied with a lot of tasks and I do not have time to go to shops or nearby shops or even the mall. How often do you shop? So that's the next question. We could probably answer that in one sentence. Typically, I only shop. I only, sh- or I shop only twice or thrice in a year. In a year, mostly during the Christmas season. All right, and that's it. Okay, so that's already a response for the first question.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be overly informative, and you don't want to give a lot of reasons, because usually when you click next, because usually you see first the first question, when you
Okay.
click next, like there's a tendency for the next question to have already been answered in your first question because you gave too much information. So for example, here, what do you usually buy in shopping malls? If I put that already in my first answer, then I will go back and have to edit that, and it's gonna take more time.
Correct.
All right, so don't give too much information. Whatever is asked, that's the only thing that you're going to answer in MET. What do you usually buy in shopping malls? So, right, I mostly shop for a shop or buy. Let's not use the word shop because I've used it so many times.
Mm-hmm.
Buy clothes, accessories, and essentials in shopping malls. And maybe we can explain that a little bit. Why? Because the question why is here, so you have to explain this. So the reason for this is I do not have um or I'm not as interested. I am not so interested in exploring various shops and stalls to look for non-essential items I cannot use, or I would eventually throw away. Okay? Right. I cannot use and would eventually throw away. Right? So there you go. Tell us about the recent time you went to a shopping mall. So this is more experience based. You can narrate here or do
Mm-hmm.
something. Maybe 2 to 3 sentences will be fine as well. I remember the last time I went to a shopping mall was 3 months ago, when I had to buy a suitcase, as I was bound to travel abroad. My old suitcase, old and run down, okay, run down suitcase, was already needing replacement at that time, and I had no other choice but to go to a shopping mall to find a suitable replacement or suitable item, or yeah, I had no other choice but to go to a shopping mall nearby nearby to find a suitable item that I can use for my trip. And maybe you can conclude, but this is already a good enough answer. If you want to say it was a short and it was a brief trip, and I did not have to go around the entire mall to purchase the item, um, or it was a brief trip and I didn't have to go to purchase the item, and I was out of the store in just 5 minutes. All right, there you go. It was a brief trip. I did not have to go, and there you go. And that's it. Usually, the third question is the one that will require a typically longer answer because
Mm-hmm.
it's the experience based question. But the other questions, my goodness, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if they're difficult at all. So I could definitely understand why a lot of people get really high scores in MET writing, because they're greeted with a question type like this. It's so simple, and it's very preferential. It's just based on your individual preferences. So yeah.
This is not intimidating at all. In other English examinations, you'll encounter a line graph, bar graph, pie chart table, or you are asked to summarize something. In the case of MET writing, you're going to be asked 3 questions that are related to each other. You're not going to talk about ecotourism, no discussion of globalization, no questions related to space traveling. No wonder why our dear nurses and medical technologists choose MET for their US visa screen and license endorsement. So, you're going to ask me, how long is the recommended preparation time for MET? Most of our reviewees who made it in MET just prepared for 1 to 2 weeks. But of course, we recommend daily one-on-one coaching in the speaking subtest. Why speaking and not writing? Remember that MET writing, no specific grade requirement to work in the United States. But for the speaking subtest, this is where you're supposed to get 55 over 80. Look at this, 55, 80. 55 is nowhere near 80, right? So you don't have to be perfect to pass the MET. And where are the MET testing centers in the Philippines? So in Metro Manila, we have Manila City and Makati City. We're also all over the Philippines. We have testing centers south of Luzon, north of Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. And how often is the MET examination administered? Usually Sunday or Monday. One of the most affordable English examinations available in the market, only $215 US. But if you don't have a credit card, we can do the examination registration for you. All you have to do is to email exams@nineronlinereview.com, or you can also message 9.0 Niner English or Irving Neil Temporal on Facebook. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. And if you have more topics to suggest, Sir Brian and I will be more than happy to talk about these in our future videos. Now, next week, MET speaking, how to get the passing grade of 55 over 80 and the perfect grade of 80 over 80. Thank you for today, and we'll see you next week. Bye.